to the Jeremy Hill Show. This is a men's channel with men's content. If that is something that you enjoy watching, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Now let us get into it, gentlemen. In my most humble opinion, out of all the modern day women, I believe that the black modern day woman is the worst. I believe that the modern day black woman cannot keep their word, that they are word breakers. They are not even able to honor their vows. I believe that they have corrupted and destroyed the institution of marriage in the black communities. And I'm going to explain myself in this way. I'm going to make a comparison between a traditional black woman and a modern day black woman. Let's go back in the past right quick. Women who was married in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, and possibly up to the early 70s, they had a different type of mindset. They had less opportunity. They had more oppression, but yet they was able to keep families together. They was able to keep marriages together. They had to go sit on the back of the bus. They couldn't eat in the same places that white people could eat. They couldn't drink out of water fountains that was labeled whites only. They had to drink water from water fountains that said colored people only. For example, they had to deal with the possibility of any white man killing their children and getting away with it. The white man was able to abuse the black woman in public in front of everyone back in those days in the 40s and the 50s and 60s, and was able to get away with it. I'm talking way before the civil rights movement, when they was living underneath the era of Jim Crow. And for people who don't know what Jim Crow is a time in American history where racism was right in your face, where the KKK had more power back then than they do now. When it was okay to have white people mock black people, when they can wear blackface, when they can call black people monkeys and disrespect them in such derogatory ways. Black women back in those days had to run a risk of possibly having their husband or their male sons lynched, their female daughters raped, and they was even so evil and wicked back then that racist people would take a pregnant woman hanging from a tree while she was still pregnant, open her up so that the fetus would fall out, to kill her. Now, even though I said all those horrific things about the traditional black woman that she had to deal with, she was still able to keep a marriage going. She was still able to maintain her position as a wife. The reason for that is they needed the man more. Black communities needed each other more back then. The black woman didn't have a whole lot of liberty. There was consequences. There was a conscience that was shared among everybody in the black community, that if you was having children out of wedlock, it was shameful. If you were committing adultery, it was shameful. Now, I'm not saying that these things did not take place back then, but back then, people had more moral. People had different sets of values, way different than the way that they have values or see the world today. Now, fast forward to our time, and you'll find that the modern day black woman cannot keep a family together, even though she is the most free woman, even though she has more opportunities in politics, more opportunities in the workforce than she ever has before, even though she can get education any kind of way that she wants. At this time in life, for the black woman in this generation, she can do nearly anything she pleases. But the main thing is she can keep a job but can't keep a man. She can keep a career but can't keep a marriage. Why is that? It's because the modern day black woman places herself over the institution of marriage. And what do I mean? Black women let their feelings regulate the marriage. If she feels that she is bored, she's ready to leave. If she feels there's not enough excitement in her life, she's ready to quit. If she feels that the man is not making enough money, she's ready to go. If she feels that the man cannot keep paying what he needs to pay to make her happy, she's ready to jump ship and leave. Now, I'm going to show you something right quick. Do you remember when people, or they still do, when they take marriage vows, do you remember some of the things that they vow before God and man? Because what I'm about to tell you is that the black woman, the modern day black woman, lies to the Most High. She will even lie to God about what she's going to do with the black man that she's marrying. Let me read these vows to you, and you tell me what you think in the comments. Now, the traditional marriage vows goes like this. In the name of God, I, whatever her name is, take you, whatever the man name is, to be my wife or husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until parted by death. Now let's break that down, gentlemen. Let me show you how the women are lying about that. Sound good, right? Okay. It says that a woman vows and promises before God to have and to hold you from this day forward. That means that no matter what y'all go through, no matter what struggles that you face together, nothing is going to separate her from you. But unfortunately, you find women who marry men now, they will even allow their girlfriends and their friends, their sisters, the mother-in-law, the in-law to separate and destroy your marriage by their own personal opinions, of how your marriage should go. Even though it has nothing to do with them. Even though she has left the nest to be with you, even though she has left her father to be with the husband, she is still allowing external factors, different people, to influence her to let you go. But according to the vows, she said she was to have you and to hold you from that day forward. Now I want you to take in consideration that over 80% of all divorces are filed by women. These women took the same vows, majority of them that I'm reading to you now. If they truly meant these vows that they took before God, why are they filing for divorce? And don't be deceived. A lot of women who go for divorces, they're not leaving the man because of adultery or abuse. Sometimes they're just leaving because they cannot get the type of lifestyle that they want from that man. Let's continue with the vows. Again, it says for better or for worse. Did you know that most women will tend to stay in relationships with men who make over six figures? If a man making $300,000 or $500,000 a year, and she knows that he is cheating, that he is committing adultery, she's more likely to stay with that man. Even Bill Gates' wife knew that Bill Gates was cheating and stayed with him. Why? Because he had a lot of money. See, a lot of women, the nature that a lot of women have is that of hypergamy. They have hypergamous attitudes, meaning that they go to the one who can provide the most, who got the biggest sack, who got the biggest bag. So a woman is only as faithful as her options. If the man that she has a lot of money, like a millionaire, most likely she'll stick it out. But if she got a Pookie and a Ray Ray and he don't got no money and he can barely make ends meet, she'll leave him if she found out that he cheats. Now, the part of the vow that says for worse, now I want us to look at that. Whenever a man get laid off, or a man gets sick, or a man is not doing too well financially, women are leaving. It is said that one of the main reasons why women file for divorce is because of finances, right? It goes to the for richer or for poorer. So if a man files for bankruptcy or something else goes on, these women are jumping ship. They are quitting. They are destroying the family. Even if there's children involved, they don't care because they are putting themselves over the institution of marriage. They don't care about the children. They don't care about the husband. They may say they care about their kids. They don't want to work through it. They want to have it the way they want to have it. Now, the other part of the vow says in sickness and in health. Men do tend to leave women when they're sick, but in order for someone to say more, that means that there are cases of women who do leave men when they are sick, when they get cancer or whatever it may be, or have to go get dialysis and all this other stuff. Women will leave men when they are sick, when they are on their butts. See, I'm reading these vows that they made before God and man, and they mad at me because I speak the truth. But all you got to do is look up statistics and look at the people in your neighborhoods and see if the stuff that I'm saying is actual or factual. The other part, it says to love and to cherish. That's part of the vows. How are you loving and cherishing your man when you are disrespectful, insulting, you talk back, you have a stank attitude, you give your man the cold shoulder, you don't listen to him, you don't respect him, you don't allow him to lead the household, you want to be the head of the household. So tell me, how is that how that reflects love and cherish? You can't cherish a man while you disrespect him at the same time. That's impossible. And the last vow that most people know, until death do us part, or as I'm reading, until parted by death. When you marry somebody, you're supposed to be in there till you die. Now you tell me how many of these women who are filing for divorces actually meant that. Because again, a lot of women don't leave their men because they're cheating on them or because they are beating on them. A lot of them leave because they are not living the type of lifestyles that they want to live. Point blank. It's just what that is. So I say women are hypocrites. A lot of the black American women are hypocrites. Now you think about your great-grandmother, your grandmother, and those people that I said who was married during Jim Crow in the 40s, 50s, and the early part of the 60s and stuff like that, who was already in their marriages for 20 or 15 years or 30 years. Even though they knew that their husband, which was your great-grandfather or your grandfather, even though they knew he was cheating and had outside kids and might even had a whole family up the road from where they live at, those women didn't leave those men. And it wasn't because they was afraid of what that man was going to do to them physically. A lot of women, if you can find some women that age now, that may be 56, I'm not saying about 60 or 70, and you sit down and you talk to them, and they would tell you that they put the marriage and the family over their own emotions. That's what they used to do back then. Because when you do that, when you have a strong black family, you have a strong black community. And the reason why our communities are in the shape that they are in now is because of the breakdown of the modern day black family. And it's hard to have a black family when a woman is so emotional to the point that whatever she feels isn't going her way, she can just divorce and quit. To hell with the children emotion. This is why all your children are having all these insecure attachment styles to other people, while your children are insecure. They don't know who they are. They don't know what gender they are. They don't know which way to go. They don't know what left and down, because there's no strong family unit that's teaching them basic morality or basic values, or to show them love and teach them how to receive love and how to give love. All they ever see is, like, if mama get mad, she leaves, and if mama get mad, she don't care. She gonna do what she gonna do. This is where they're getting that from. They don't feel safe with their caregivers. And between the man and the woman being a nurturer, that is the most important caregiver in certain ways. But you women don't want to stay in there. So yeah, you're destroying the institution of marriages. And I am a proponent of black men and black women getting together and marrying. But I don't think that today's modern day black woman is fit enough for marriage. I don't think so. Because the modern day woman now, they find out a man cheat, and majority of most men do cheat, especially men who have a lot of money, a lot of resources. They end everything. They can have a child, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, and just a drop of a hat, I'm mad. And they gone. There's no commitment. So don't never take a woman by her word, because if she can lie to God and tell God, I'm going to stand by my man through all these things, through good times and bad times, as soon as bad times hit and she leaves, if she going to lie to God, she'll lie to you. It's just the fact of it. If she's willing to lie to God and then lie to people, human beings who are in power as well, stand in front of a judge and tell these people, I commit, I vow, I affirm, whatever it may be. And then as soon as something comes her way, she quit, she ain't worth nothing. Now, some people will argue with me and say, like, well, it might not be just a one-time thing. What if the same thing happens over and over and over during a marriage? Can I leave then? Now, what is a vow to you? Because according to this vow, it says do worse. When things get worse, when things get bad, when things get poor, when the man gets sick, all these things, you're supposed to stay, no matter what it is. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for a man to put his hands on a woman. I am strongly against that. But I'm looking back at all the grandmothers, they had men that used to kind of light them up and put their hands on them. And they still stayed because they saw that the children was more important. They saw that the black community was more important than themselves. And what we have a problem is now is women put themselves in front of everything. If they don't feel right, if it don't feel good, they just abandon it. They abandon the husband, they abandon the marriage, they abandon their churches, they abandon their neighborhoods, they abandon their children. Women today, the modern day black woman, all they know is selfishness, self-centeredness, and how to abandon those who depend on them. Now, if you agree with anything that's in this video that I've just said, then do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And also, join my membership. I have 2 tiers. One of them, you're going to have a lot of access, a lot of perks. It's called Bosses Only. And Bosses is an acronym that I made up. Bosses mean Brotherhood of Sophisticated Suitors Elevating Standards. Because I believe that black men and black women have to elevate our standards than what they are now in order for us to come together and to be marriageable towards each other. And you'll get a lot of perks on that one. That's the highest one. The cheapest one I think is only about $10. And I think it just called, that tier is called Raw Content. Subscribe to the show. Support the show. I greatly appreciate that. Excuse me. And what else I was going to tell you? Oh yeah, sponsorships. I've had 5 people come to me for sponsorships, want me to promote their things. I'm deciding to do one. I will never do a sponsorship for anyone that I think it have no morals or it's not going to benefit the subscribers who have subscribed to my show. If it's something that I think will be a benefit to you guys, and I would definitely do that. And of course, you're gonna have to pay for it. It's his business, you know what I mean? So it's what it is. I'm looking out for you the best way I can. All right, y'all have a good one. And you know I'm going to give you some more men's content, and according to my membership, there will be exclusive members only videos on some of that, which means that some of you would not be able to watch some of the content unless you are subscribed to some of these memberships that I'm going to have. All right, you have a great one, and God bless you. And for you women out there that have something negative to say about what I say, I'm going to be having a live stream, and I'm contacting some of y'all. And I'm going to give y'all an opportunity, if you're really about it, to put up or shut up. If you really want to say something and you want to justify what you feel, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do so on the live stream. And you're going to stay within the parameters of the topic that I choose. And you will not disrespect no one who comes on there. You won't disrespect me. You're not going to overtalk the host. You're going to behave like a mature adult. And we're going to get down to the issues. All right, again.